Aura was a minor deity in Greek and Roman mythology, associated with breezes, hence the translation of her name. Some sources said she was the daughter of Lelantos, a titan, while others attributed her parentage to Boreas, the north wind. Nonnus revealed that Aura was the mother of Iacchus, who was linked to the Eleusinian mysteries and fathered by Dionysus. In contrast, Quintus Smyrnaeus wrote that the Ori were the offspring of Boreas. The Athenian comic poet Metagenes even wrote a play titled The Ori, highlighting the significance of her name. Although her role and worship in Greek mythology remain unclear, Aura's existence attests to the diversity of the ancient Greek pantheon. Nonnus' epic poem, the Dionysiaca, tells the tragic story of Aura, a nymph who was swift as the wind and a faithful companion of the goddess Artemis. Aura was a huntress and a virgin who rejected the ways of Aphrodite and kept herself pure. One day, she made the mistake of teasing Artemis by comparing their respective breasts. The goddess was deeply offended and asked Nemesis, the goddess of divine retribution, to punish Aura by causing her to lose her virginity. While out hunting with Artemis, Aura became the object of Dionysus' desire. However, being obdurately virginal, she would never give in to his advances. This led Dionysus to drug her with wine, tie her up and rape her while she was unconscious. When Aura realized what had happened, she became enraged and took out her anger on innocent mountain-ranging herdsmen. After giving birth to twins, Aura decided to feed them to the lions. However, when the animals refused to eat the infants, she killed one herself and ate it. The other child, a boy named Iacchus, was spared by Artemis, who took pity on Aura's plight. In the end, Aura killed herself by throwing herself into the river Sangarios. As a final act of mercy, Zeus turned her into a spring. According to another account in the Etymologica Magnum, Aura fled to Cyzicus after her rape by Dionysus and gave birth to twin children. The mountain nearby was named Dindymon after Aura's children. Despite the tragic ending to her story, Aura's bravery and loyalty to Artemis are remembered in Nonnus' epic poem. Aura, a beautiful Greek mythological nymph, loved to spend her days dancing and playing in the lush forests. She had long, flowing hair and luminous green eyes that sparkled in the sunlight. Aura's life took a tragic turn when her name was mistaken for someone else's. Cephalus, a handsome hunter, would often return from his hunts, seeking to rest in the cool breeze that Aura summoned up. One day, someone overheard him and mistook his words to mean that Cephalus was in love with Aura, the nymph. When Cephalus' wife Procris heard of this, she was seized with jealousy and became frightened of losing her husband. Consumed with these thoughts, she pushed Cephalus away, creating a gulf between them that never closed. During a successful hunt, as Cephalus cried out for Aura to help him, Procris, who had been secretly spying on her husband, mistook her for an animal and fatally injured her with a spear. Her dying words begged Cephalus to never let this Aura replace her. Cephalus, consumed with grief at the loss of his wife, realized it was a mistake in the name that led to the tragedy. He knew Aura was just a nymph and not a rival for Procris' love. In the end, he embraced his wife's legacy and promised to always hold her memory close to his heart. And Aura continued to dance in the forest, surrounded by the cool breeze she summoned up. Aura was a lesser-known figure in Greek mythology, but she was no less beautiful and fascinating than her more well-known counterparts. She was often depicted as a wind-blown figure, spreading her cloak like a sail. While depictions of Aura were rare, there were a few notable examples, including a 5th century BC skyphos from Taranto now at the Nicholson Museum, University of Sydney, and a volute crater funerary vase at the British Museum, both of which were identified as Aura by inscription. Pliny, the Roman writer, also described Ori with their spreading cloaks like sails, and statues depicting Ori could be found at the Porticus Octavii in Rome. Interestingly, Ori were often likened to Nereids, but could be distinguished by the absence of marine imagery in their depictions. One particularly intriguing depiction of Aura could be found in Sandro Botticelli's painting The Birth of Venus, where she appeared as a female figure being carried by Zephyr, the god of the west wind. But regardless of where and how she appeared, Aura remained a captivating, mysterious figure in Greek mythology, one whose beauty and power continue to captivate artists and scholars to this day.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.